Good morning. All right. All righty. Okay. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad, Zichr and Kadesh, Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Back on schedule. We welcome TJ all the way from Australia. Michael in Germany, good afternoon. The man that never sleeps. Ernesto, good morning. Heather is with us in Connecticut. Irma in St. Martin. David in California. Clem also in Australia, welcome. Davida and Liba in New York. Joyous Tanya Tov. Andrea in Phoenix, good morning. Tim is with us in Texas. Boker Tov. John, shalom to you in North Carolina. Lori, also North Carolina. Look at that. And then we have Colorado with us. Rena, welcome. Christopher, or Moshe better. Chabad in Flagship, Arizona. Denise in New Jersey, good morning. Diane is in Arizona with us. And Eugenia Boker Tov in Calgary. Darren is in the Philippines, good evening. David in Toronto, welcome. Vicky in Eureka, California. Beautiful. Clubhouse, we've got Batya and Vilma, Luz and Celeste, Andrea, Tim, Margot, Adam, Sheer, Michael, Afik. And Instagram, we have David from the Minion. We have Strategic, which, give me your name and I forgot. Oh, okay. Sam, Rachel, Sarah's with us, Koi in Peru. Beautiful. We continue. Chapter 37, Maasenu. Our actions, our deeds, our divine service makes all the difference. Yes. We can't ruin an eternal plan. That can't happen. The only question is, are we participating? Are we participating in the eternal plan? So, each spark of a soul, which is maybe like a leaf of a branch, 600,000 branches to this tree of the community of the Jewish people, did not descend in this world in order to perfect itself. How come? Because the soul as a part of God doesn't need perfection. But the body and the vital / animal soul does. It needs perfection. Well, let's understand. The soul, before it came down to this world, had a love and awe of God that was awesome. And for the soul to come down into a body, that love and soul is not, that love and awe of God is not the same. It was much greater. So it had much more up there than it has down here. It's a descent for the soul to come down into the physical world, into a physical body, to be joined with the animal vital soul. To come down. So what's it coming down for? The experience is much greater up there. It's not coming down for itself. It's coming down to fix, to help, to perfect the vital soul, the animal / animal soul, and the body. That's what it's coming. How's it doing that? Well, by separating ourselves from all negativity, all evil, meaning 365 prohibitions and their offshoots, biblical commandments, and of course the rabbinic commandments. So by staying away from klipa, from negativity, we're helping the body and the soul, the vital soul, to be perfected. But of course that's not enough. It's not about just stay, it's like, once met a guy and he told me, he's living life that it should be pain-free. It's like, living life that you should be sin-free, right? Okay. That's missing the point, that it's just that. Yeah, you don't want pain. And yes, you got to stay away from negativity, from sin. But you also need to elevate the vital soul and your portion in the world at large. How? By performing the 248 positive commandments. It's not just, live pain-free, but live with connection, with joy, with the pleasure of a mitzvah. So since the vital soul is the one that actually performs a mitzvah, if you recall, the godly soul is too abstract, too godly, too removed from the physical reality of the body. So it can inspire the vital soul, the animal soul, to do the mitzvah, but doing the mitzvah can only be the vital soul in the body. I'm talking right now, Torah, Tanya. How do I do it? By the inspiration of my godly soul, but not because of it, because the vital soul is giving vitality to my mouth to be able to speak, right? And giving charity to move my hand to give, to the action of putting on tefillin, and so on and so forth. So the divine soul doesn't need perfection. It's divine. It doesn't need to be embodied in this world for gaining, but it needs to help. It needs to help the body and the vital soul, that it should draw down the light of God in it and perfect them, body and soul, or vital soul and body. So this parallels also the mystery of what we call the exile of the Shekhinah. Shekhinah meaning the divine presence of God. In other words, God's divine presence needs to come down and to go into exile. Of course, the Shekhinah is, above, is beyond this world, and it comes into this world. It's a come down. What's the point of the come down? In order to refine the sparks of holiness that fall into klipa. Shekhinah doesn't need perfection. It's divine. It's God's divine presence. But the sparks of holiness that fall into a material world that can be elevated, well, those sparks of holiness is why the Shekhinah goes into exile. So we can engage in that. So the same thing is, my divine soul goes into exile, into a body, and to engage with an animal's soul, a vital soul. Not for its own sake, but for the sake of the body and the vital soul to perfect it. Powerful.